end of this video, you will able to create a new data type using structure. So we have seen already how to create what is the use of a structure which is used to create new data type. We have seen what is structure and what are the needs for it. Now after this video you will able to create a new data type using structure, and you will also able to explain what is procedure oriented programming. So let us see this one by one. Let us see how we can create a new data type. So it is it takes three steps. First thing is, so you have to create structure definition and prototypes that is associated with the function and put it in a header file. So let us see how we can do it. So first thing is, you are going to create a header file where you are going to give the definition and prototypes for the files associated with that, or the functions associated with that. Okay, so this is let us see an example for this. We are taking a structure called date, where it has got three members, and we are going to write the function declaration. Please do remember, we are writing only function declaration, or we call it as function prototypes for the functions. So if you take this case, we have got three functions. Sorry, we have got two functions, but which for these functions we are not writing the function definition, only the function declaration we do write. So we have got, or we have created a header file called date.h with three data members and two function declaration. So put the structure definition and prototype of the associated function in a header file. This is going to be the first job. Second step is, you have to write the function definition for the function you have created in the header files. So for that, so you have to write the function prototypes in which file it is created, or in which file you have saved it. So if you look at this, we have saved this in date.h. So next you have to write the function definition. So this is going to be the definition for the first one, and this is going to be the definition for the second one. So this you have to save as your file name .c or cpp. What was the first one? First one was your header file, and this is going to be your library file. So if this is done, you can use the structure which you have created, the new data type you have created in your application program. Let us see how we can use this. Look at the first header file which we have included. We have included date.h, where we have included all the function prototypes. So we have done this. So this is what the main function. So I've created a variable of structure. This is what the new data type I've created. So I've successfully created a new data type. So this is something like you write int d. What is d? D is a integer variable. Same way, what is this d? This d is of type struct date. I have successfully created my own data type called struct date. Next, let us see what is procedure oriented programming. So normally, as the name says, the main focus is on procedures. Procedure in the sense functions. So normally every problem is viewed as a sequence of things. Every task is divided or viewed as a sequence. So which is going to be getting the data, or we are going to say like, you have to read it, then you have to process, or you have to calculate, then you have to print. So every problem is viewed as these three sequences. So what we do is we are going to write functions or procedures to accomplish the task. What are the tasks? Reading, processing, and printing. So we are going to write procedures or functions to accomplish this. So what is our focus? Our focus is on procedures or functions. So this approach is known as procedure oriented programming, because our main focus is on procedures. So think that you're writing a program or you're writing a function to find sum of two numbers. So how you're going to write this, what procedures you're going to use it, that is what our focus. We are not worried about for which integers you're going to find the sum. That is not our job. Our focus is on how this procedure will be written, how we are going to write this. So what we do is we are going to divide the main task into smaller logically independent components. The given job, the given task will be divided into small units, and each one is going to accomplish a specified task. So let us see a small diagram for this. So you could see the complete program is divided into small functions starting from main, and we have a function 1 starting with the function 1 till function 8. So please do remember, every function is going to do a specific task. What the function 1 does will not be done by any other function. Same way, what function 2 does will not be done by any other function. So every function is going to do a specific job. So let me summarize. So programs are written with one or more functions. Functions are also known as procedures. And please remember, every procedure does a specific task. But what happened is the data is passed or moved freely from one procedure to another one. Data can move from one procedure. If you look at the previous one, we can see there are many procedures or functions. The data can easily move from function 1 to function 2. There is no restriction. And we have uh, terms called global and local data. And sometimes what happens, we place some important data in global no, we place some important things in a global data. But normally what happens, when we place something in the global aspects, there is no security, and every procedure will have its own local data. These all basics of procedure oriented programming. So this is what no, the global data, where this can be accessed by every procedures. So if you look at the screen, we have got two procedures or two functions. At the same time, every function has got its own local data. What is special about global data? Anybody can access this. So let us see what is the drawback. The main drawback is data is not secure, so which can be manipulated by any procedure. The second thing is the complexity increases as the program large or programs goes larger. So think that you have got a program with only no few lines, only within the 100 lines. So there is no complexity. But what happens if there are hundreds of lines? Obviously, the complexity also going to increase. So next is any unauthorized function can access the data. There is no security. So let me summarize. There is or there are a few drawbacks in case of procedure oriented programming. The first one is data is not secure. The second one is there are so much complexity. Third one is unauthorized function from accessing data cannot be stopped. We cannot prevent this. So if you take an example of application program where we have 25,000 lines, and somewhere you have committed a mistake, you try to modify some variable, and which is going to create a bug, which is going to throw an exception, and you will find it very difficult to find the faulty piece of code that causing the bug.